I'm just documenting. It's 10/24/2024, 9:42 a.m. and I just had my laptop in the living room. I was trying to run a Wireshark packet capture. The first one I had to download Wireshark since I have my laptop back from the shop again. I was having trouble, but anyway, I walked out of the room for a few minutes, and then, I decided to come back in my bedroom because when I'm in the living room, the traffic is just awful. I'm guessing, either they can hook up to my body area network, but, we had FedEx truck and whatever. But anyway, so I'm carrying my stuff back in my room, and I'm going to go plug in my power cord. I have one of these industrial whatever, and look at, so in that few minutes, I do not know how, and this is something that I endure all the time. So somehow, because this was all straightened away, and you can see that it's knotted around this cord. So they took my power cord and tied a knot on the the industrial cord. See, and it's always kind of this one type of, like, I don't know if it's a slip knot or whatever, but I've got tons of documentation. See how that is? That's like a slip knot. So, I don't know how they do it, if I have somebody cloaked in here or what, but I endure this tactic all the time. I've never did a video about it. I've never really talked about it. I've maybe shown pictures on it, but there it is. Sophisticated technology, someone cloaking in my house. I don't know, but you can't make it up. See that? That's been knotted. See that the cord is all, it was in the wall. It was in the wall. Now I'll put it in this wall, but it was in the wall in the living room. And yeah, they somebody or somehow it's knotted. Okay. Cybertorture victim, my entire family on the OFAC watch list. It's well, first of all, it's identity theft, exploitation, and fraud for an unconstitutional authorization for human research, experimentation, and torture. That's why I was trying to run a Wireshark data packet capture, see who's flowing through my network, using different applications, and my a lot of them I've lost. They're making it more difficult to gather forensic evidence, and but I do have Redvox, which is a infrasound detector, and I have people coming in all over the globe. Actually, today it was like by a military base in France. Here, I'll show you. See if they're still on. So here's today's Redvox. I have 8 in the United States, but I'll show you this. So I have 2 here. So one's in, like, is that Spain? Madrid, yeah, Spain, I guess. And then one in France. And I think, I'm not sure if it was this one or the other one. I think it was the other one. Yeah, I don't know. That's close to the bridge, just on the boulevard or beach. I don't know. Oh, okay. Camp something. Oh, there it is. Well, what else? Let me look at my pictures. Okay, here's today. Oh, it was up in the Canada one. So right there up in Canada. See that one? So close up, it's by, see, 4th Canadian Division Training Center. It's really close. And I think it was coming from a motel. So, you know, I don't know if it's someone, but I have all kinds of military all over the world showing up in Philippines or, you know, I don't know, Essentia Islands, just all over. You know, Hickman Air Force Base, the NSA, Naval Shipyard. I have a whole row of neighbors in, here I'm getting attacked. All different, these are all direct energy weapon burns. Looks like I've been whipped like a slave. Like I've been whipped like a slave. You know, this is what we endure as a non-consensual human test subject. We're endure just awful stuff non-stop. See, here's a knot right here. Here's this. See, I walked away. There's a knot. Knot. That probably was a different day. Got the burn across my back. I was running, these are all foreign addresses in my computer. My neighbors with these, I don't know what they are, if they're a weapon. My trees are dead. 4 of them have fallen. I endure, when I leave the house, the Zersetzung color anchor harassment of maroon and blue cars. Look at that. This is what it looks like when I go out. Once in a while they'll throw in a lime green because my color anchors for, this is going past my house. They go past my house. They, it's another tactic, the one missing hubcap. Get that a lot. I get so red being the first common color for there's that Zung tactic, and then it was maroon because I said if I was to wear a color it would be maroon because I mainly wear black, and I said that in the privacy of my own home. And the next time I was at my grandkids' Christmas program, about half the audience, 3/4 of the audience all had maroon on. And then I also get pink and purple, which came about after watching another targeted person's video about him being harassed with pink and purple. And then just the neon came about. I don't know why. And I get offshoots of the red and black plaid being plausible deniability, living up in the Northland, and sometimes Minnesota Viking gear. So this is what it's like when you're out. Captured this gal several times. Blue bus, blue city bus, missing lights. You know, driving down the road, and there's husband and wife. You know, this one they were running a psyops. She's pointing. I get pointing psyops all the time. Or I even get like open You know, you'll drive down the road and people will have their trunks or hoods or doors open on their car. Well, this gal's standing there and she's wearing lime green leggings with the purple shirt. Check out at the store, and the lady's just decked out in maroon and purple. Neighbors. There's the neighbors. Both of those are neighbors. This was, I think, this morning. This guy is buzzing around. All my shades. They've destroyed all my shades. That's a roll-up shade. My bedroom shade. My kitchen shade. My living room shade. That's like another extra bedroom. Here's I think this was today. These are some foreign addresses in my computer. Hackers see foreign addresses. That was just today. So I was trying to do some command prompts and some netstat and trying to download, again, Wireshark when I had just gotten my computer back, and I'm not super savvy, but okay, I'm going to get a big long message here.
Call from toll-free call.
Yeah. It's disgusting. This crime is disgusting. All these people coming in on my net monitor, airplanes buzzing over your house. This is when I had the Connects app, which I don't have anymore. You know, Germany was a regular, Russia's a regular, there's Canada's a regular, Austria's a regular. Those are 4 regulars. Actually, I just had Austria come in on the, Austria and Russia just came in a couple, like yesterday or the day before on my, on this app, on the Red Box infrasound. Just in the last couple of days. Yeah. This guy, this is my first local guy that came in on the Red Box. Here, I'll show you right here. So here's my first Duluth. I have about 7 down towards the Minneapolis area, Richfield, Minnesota. But this was the first one, and this was on Tuesday, I guess. Oh, no, that's the Richfield street. These, about 4 of the residents on this street are participating. But here's the Duluth guy right there. He lives at the end of South Teak Avenue. And this is him right here. This Jason Lull is the owner. There he is, Jason Lull. He works at AHL Healthcare Group. And he's from Fargo, which is actually where all of my my relatives, that's where my dad came from, my grandma and grandpa and stuff. And an AHL Healthcare Group is a assisted living vulnerable group home, which, you know, there's a cabal. That's how they're making their money. And see, he's kind of wearing the colors. And this is what's scary. He supports Wiccan freedom cause. And if you look at what the Wiccan freedom cause, it says that they should be free to act as long as they believe in a system of ideas that individuals should be free to act as long as they do not harm others. Well, this is a weapon system, so he's harming me. It's attempted murder. Interpreted as a declaration of freedom, but also emphasizes the need to think through and take responsibility for the consequences of one's action. Another element of the Wiccan morality is the law of threefold return, which states that whatever is done to another person or thing will return triple in force. Triple in force. This guy is a serial killer. Look at that. Isn't that the satanic pentagram? I don't even know a lot about this stuff. But, you know, they say that they're protected under their first constitutional right. And where's my constitutional right, my family's of life, liberty, and happiness, and safety, against these? I have in this application, I have two sex offenders, families of sex offenders. One's coming from an Indian reservation in South Dakota, and I just had a new one that was, I don't even remember, maybe Georgia. Can't think off the top of my head. I've got a new attorney from Oklahoma. I have a U.S. meteorologist from Oklahoma. Those just came in the last couple days. I have an IP attorney that's in California, Christine like Redmond or something. This guy came in on one of my applications. I think it was IPv4 mapper, these people. And then you look, and you can look at, you know, you can search, people search, and you can see who lives at the house and who they're related to and where they lived before and that type of thing, who their relatives are. And these people, so he works also for United Health Care, and she works at a elementary school. And remembering off the top of my head, they were related actually to people that I've known, you know, I think they went back to my childhood, but certainly these people right here, the Nords, my son used to play, they, you know, have sleepovers and played basketball together when they were in, you know, elementary and middle school, and, you know, been to their house, and that's who he's related to. And I've come across them before. And all of these other addresses that they're associated with, you know, I have them already pre-marked as having a weapon at their house, you know, something like this, you know, they've already, I mark them. And then this guy, he just lives down the street. He had come up, and actually, so there they are. And I captured them, you know, years ago when I was putting flyers up at the end of the street, and they walked by, and then another guy jogged by as the same time a car went by. So in that few minutes I was at the pole hanging a flyer, and I had gotten hit. I got hit with some kind of no-touch torture weapon, and he works at I captured his picture doing research at the University of Minnesota Duluth in the psychology department, and he lives down the block, and he just came in to my environment. And you know, I'm not sure if then, I'm guessing that he was related to all of these people, the Bordeaux's, which live around the corner, and you know, I'd give their children's ride to school, and again, the sleepover thing, and I've, you know, found these people. So these people, you know, worm their way into your life, and then they pretend to be friends, and now they're attacking you, and many of them are two. So they're real estate, and two others on this IPv4 mapper in the last few weeks are owners of real estate companies. So, you know, these people are just ishy, dirty, criminal cheaters. You know, they're making money off of your family's torture. They put voices in my daughter's head, and they had my kids sleep over and pretended to be friends. And these people this needs to be considered a weapon system, an attempted murder assault with these weapons. This ishy, gang stalking, Nazi criminal way of life that's going on is just sick. There's my neighbor, you know, he came over here, and you know, he swung at me. He came over to say my grandkids were in his property. Look at this one. It's just sick. This is what we endure. Neighbors, exes, people flipping you off, finding your hair in knots. Look at the top of my head, because my hair is just coming out, and there's it's coming out, but then they also cut it, and then they leave it tied in knots for me to find. And then they let that guy lives 6 houses down, and he has a commercial Minnesota cellular tower. And I believe all these people have, I believe those are Ravenclaws, handheld Ravenclaws. I've caught them, I've caught them actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I have another picture. I have actually caught them, not knowing at the time that I was videoing them. And then this is, this picture here is, before my targeting. I didn't know I was targeted, and they were egging my house. Like, that was about the 5th night in a row. And my grandkids are screaming and crying, Grandma, we're scared because it sounds like bombs going off. Finally, my husband's just sitting there doing nothing. And I said, why aren't we calling the police? Are you doing something? Of course, he's not on our team. And I flew out the door, and I was just nuts by that time, it just upsetting. And that's when they film you to say you're a violent person. But yet that's what they do. And I didn't know, of course. And they spray painted a devil on my brick wall underneath my bedroom window. And, my daughter's name and a profanity out on the street. And then this is what else I endure here. Look at this one. That guy went back and forth for hours. He went back and forth literally over my house for hours. And then they call us violent people. They call us violent people, and this is what they're getting away with. You wake to bruises, get hit with direct energy weapons. This gal right here went to the dentist, and that woman, I went to school with her, and she ended up destroying my tooth, and I find her in this routing all the time. This was a horrible setup where I don't know, I was drugged. And then when I was carried out of a pub, I was 5 hours away from home, and they said I bit someone. See, then this showed up on Pinterest. It says, of course, and I was standing there, and I felt like, so I have a note that says, oh, it's not on this picture thread. Oh, it's on this one though. I wrote a note when I got back to my hotel saying, I felt like I was being attacked satanic style. And they said that I bit someone. And I got bit as a teenager. And then that's the supposed bite mark. That was what they took a picture. So that was immediately after I bit someone. I mean, that doesn't look like, so if you just bit someone in the arm, it's going to be that big of a bruise immediately after doing it. And then they said they made me have a hepatitis and an AIDS test, and the body cam evidence I never was able to open at home, and it didn't match the police report. So they changed the body cam evidence based on what I told my public defender. And then right before court, right at court, she handed me a piece of paper saying, you have to sign this if you want to have your plea deal reduced to disorderly conduct. And she made me read a piece of paper that she wrote saying that I intentionally meant to harm this woman. It was awful, but it was like, 5 hours away from home, a drive, and we all know, that, and it was way up north on a desolate, and it was winter and icy and snowy, and I just wanted it over, and I signed it, and that's what they do. That's what they do. It's just gross. There's pictures of that night. It was a horrible event. And then, so I got bit in my arm as a teenager. They used it then. One time I'm at a church at 9 a.m. to use the food shelf. And I'm standing there, and 3 police officers walk in, and they pretend like they're looking for someone, and they're right by me. They stand by, and they're opening a closet door. And then this woman, and I turned on my camera, and I had it just rolling. And this lady comes by and she says to the police, she says, she's dragging her little screaming girl. She had to have been 3 or 4 years old. I'm going to tell the police officers, you've been bad. You bit me. And then, even after that, after they took my grandkids and they forced me to have a supervised visitor over here, when my grandkids came, the supervised visitor said one day while we were sitting outside in the lawn chairs, and she goes, is that a bite mark on your arm? And there's no way that she would have known. You know, you can't even see that that's a bite mark, right? And so how awful is that? Ishy people. And here's my pastor using the food shelf at the church, and I get the pointing psyops. Now he's no longer pastor at that church, and he's got his own website. See, there's where they painted my wall of my house there, with a devil underneath my bedroom window. There's my yard signs and all the ishy people that walk past my house. Her with her big frickin' pink bib on. Ishy people. And they use people in handicap people in this. There's the one hubcap. One missing hubcaps. It's another psyops. The open car door, and then, you know, then if they usually have someone in the color inker doing it. See, like her. Yeah, all over. Here's my group of, this is Playa, New Mexico Playas, a research, military research training center. I always have anywhere from 1 to 8 connections there. So they're training these guys to, who knows what, come in your house in cloaked military technology, and then, you know, knock you out and cut your hair and shave off your eyebrows and do shitty shit. just gross. My neighbors, they're just gross. They participate the most in the Zerzet song. Oop, I don't know how to get it back here. How do I get that to go? There we go. You know, look at, they shave my hair at the top of the crown of my head. My right side of my hair is super thin. My whole hair is super thin, but the right is especially bad. Look at all these people. This is Betty Louise Drive in Panama City, Florida. I've had at least 4 of these houses. It was 775. Yeah, he was the first, and then I had 777. I just had one come across the street, and I think this one. So there's 4 of them, and they're all military, Department of Defense, naval, computer network technicians. Here's my orchestrated car accident. He literally plowed into my truck, then went to the dentist and he pulled 7 teeth, and I looked like I had a stroke for the next 2 years. I believe he chipped me. His dad, previous. And here's validation. I got a t-shirt from Hurricane Electric, and they addressed it gang stalking agent. But this is just a validation of everything that I've learned, that you know, we're being routed through this system, non-consensual implants, wireless body area networks. And there's a little collage I put together. You know, I was a hard worker. You know, I worked 18 hours a day, construction, just to try to make a better life for my family. You know, I was in Country Home Magazine, and they killed my dog. They killed my poor Roxy. I mean, you can't even make this up. My daughter, you know, I hate my life. I want to die. You know, her V2K is barbaric. There we are. There's our OFAC watch list papers. There I am, routing all over the United States. Washington, D.C. right there, Washington. My house being bombarded with a hidden mesh network. All these people making money, putting their Wi-Fi and devices in my environment. There's one. He's a physical therapist. He's came in. I think some of these, I mean, and then they're related to one another. This guy that came in, he's related to people that I've known my whole life. I can't remember. There's so many that I do, research on. Mark Latour. The Latours, I think, grew up with my husband's families. They're from the same neighborhood. They're all over the world. This one. So I got, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the coast of Africa, 2 up in Europe, Australia, 10 in the United States. Here's this IPV. See, this is what it looks like. All of these neighbors have these beacons. They have these beacons, and then they're transmitting radio frequency into my environment. That's a killing mission. This is a killing mission. And then I do research on these people, and they're related and connected many of the times, or they went back my entire life. And here's the I call it the lethal monetized weaponized telecommunication system. I mean, it's just nuts. You go just down the street and, you pick up just, everybody's got them. There's my neighbor, his new girlfriend or whatever she is, missing hubcap in the open car door and hood tactic. Here we got Halliburton coming in my Wireshark. So that's what I was trying to get, a new Wireshark to run since I got my computer back and I'm having trouble with it. And there's Rayathon. I was doing some research. There they are, cutting my hair. Look at that. They cut my hair. Isn't that gross? They cut my hair. Anyway, I don't even remember why I started all this. I've cut this lady twice. This lady. So there I cut. So here I'm at the garden center at Sam's Club one day. I don't know if you can see that. So this woman, I decided, I was in Sam's Club and I started to leave, and then I turned around and parked my car, and I decided I was going to run into the outdoor little garden center. And I left my phone on the little dash cam holder thing, and I ran in there. So my camera was running, and this is what I captured. I see this woman. She comes over here. She comes in. And then like I said, I get this pointing psyop. So there's me. There's me in the white t-shirt. She comes over there. She stands and she points to nowhere. She's not talking to anybody. And then she walks away. She's hailing for her people to pick her up. So that lady, see that? See, pink pants, big hair, purple shirt, my color anchors. There she is, same lady, same pink pants, big hair. And that's just at the house on the end of the block. And that was, days later, or I don't remember how far apart it was. Oops, look at all my stuff. So, just gross crime. They're citizen collaborators. This is a silent Holocaust. It will be history. It's not any different. If anything, it's worse than the the German Holocaust. Look at these people. Look at the look on her face. Look at the look on some of these faces. She's looking like she's giving me the cutthroat. He's following me around the grocery store. They're just standing everywhere waiting for you. My neighbor, Ishi dude. Look at that. Look at that. He hit me. He swung at me. Look at that. She's doing a hand signal. That's what you endure when you go down the road. Look at these people. Look at that. He's flipping me off. Duluth computer or downtown computer. This day I was at Walmart and I had 4 men. So he's sitting on a stack of ice salt, whatever, on my left. I had another one on my right. I had another one at the end of the, right when you go around the door. And then I had a guy in a military jumpsuit right behind him. There was a little booth for taxes. He was there. You know, look at that, these people. That guy was Ishi. You know, he looks like a pastor. I don't know. See how they walk and they put that phone so it's always at you. You know, I get the red and lime green. His shirt says something like misguided children. And then this girl, I wore space buns a few times one summer, so every time I was out, I would get somebody with space buns in their hair. This picture just kills me. I love this capture. Look at the guy in the background. That is just priceless if you ask me. Look at the guy's face in the background. Look at that. But look at his face. They're just Ishi people. Look at her face. Look at her face. And those people, I was in Brandon, Mississippi for my birthday a couple years ago. And we were waiting for they made us wait hours for like an Uber to pick us up. Nobody there. And we're way away from the door, sitting by some rocks. And they came and stood right next to us, that couple. Ishi people. Ishi people. This is what we endure. Look at the look on these people. They're just zombies. Ish. Look at that. They're just disgruntled and angry and gross. There's me. There's me, you know. Miss my old Gertrude truck. There's a young girl there. Just a youngin'. Not knowing that I had all of this happening. What is this really going on here? Russia. This is all Russia. When I had that nice app, I had that visual trace route. All right, I'll finish up. See, there's Washington. The IP's coming in. Moscow. Toronto, Canada. Laos, I don't know. Spain. Japan. Rio de Janeiro. Nuremberg, Germany. You know, they're human trafficking us. So these neighbors know, but they don't care as long as they're making the money. And these are all, look at this, all of these money funds that these are all in my social security number on this global financial repository, GMI utility. Look at this. County Trust Company. This one's a killer. This is a school district. And I think this one's the 704, St. Cloud, Minnesota. My best friend's niece is the it person there. Can't even make this up. Pension funds. We pay for people's pensions funds. Metropolitan Life. Another one, variable insurance growth stock portfolio. Retirement insurance, capital master, whatever. Here's PIMCO, Bermuda Trust in wherever, Bermuda, Canary Islands, wherever that was. Cayman Islands. Russia. So, oh yeah, look at this. So this is in my Wireshark right there. Media Sputnik. I could go on and on. So yeah, I started this because of the cord. So this is the legacy, and this is what our children are being left with, you know. Eat or be eaten. Look at all these networks coming in. Oh, I should quick show you. I want to show you this one too. Yes, just see if it's on here before I hang up. It'll probably go to the white screen. Shoot, but I got it on camera. Oh, it's on this camera. So, I don't know if it will be on here. Let's see if it's still there. I had a row. See, look at that. This one, this is my old phone that, and it displays a little differently than my newer one, which is nice because sometimes it really shows me some stuff. So look at that row. So it's going from this address here, 2717 Hutchinson Road. And then it goes over to this one. What is this? Is it 2712? 2732. That's a Hagberg. And you know, and then I'm sure it goes to my house, but the connection's lost in this little screen. So I'll do an investigation as to who these people are. I know I've caught these people in my database many times. I'm just not sure about this one here. But that's pretty telling. So that's what they're allowing to happen in the United States of America. You know, your neighbors are allowed to kill you. Your neighbors are getting paid to kill you in the United States of America. Okay, so ranting on. I will not be silent. You know, they destroyed my family's life. They stole my family's life. This has been happening to my family for a lifetime. I found out, you know, I must be born into it, and they stole my family's lives, and my daughter's being tortured to death with the voice-to-skull technology. And, yeah, so it's October 24th today, 2024, Duluth, Minnesota at, let's see, 10:23 a.m. I was just watching Lorraine on alternative homesteading, disgusting the atrocities that we deal with. She's having her property destroyed. You know, it's just barbaric, and most of us are women. It's disgusting. Okay, documenting Duluth, Minnesota. Over and out.